do have the big fight between Carol Gabriel and Emmanuel Bernard. Without wasting much time, let's head over to the cage now. Our ring announcer, the one and only Emmanuel, taking us up for the second fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome as he makes his entrance, Carol Mula Gabriel.
Obviously, we do have Gabriel Carol all the way from Wari, Nigeria. Now, Wari Boyu.
And they carry last.
They carry last. And of course, he is a boxer and kickboxer in terms of his preference style. But you have to also note, he's still very young and he has a nickname called Mula. Thoughts on him?
Carol Gabriel, I think this is his debut. This is also his debut at the AKO Championship. So yeah, he'll definitely have some butterflies, a little bit of anxiety. And this is the inaugural bantamweight men's division bout. First time we're having the bantamweight. So I'm really excited to see what these boys bring, because guess what? When I used to fight, I was a bantamweight.
Yes, indeed. You do have experience in the cage, and we can clearly see he has an impressive record of 2 victories, and we can't wait to see what he has to offer. Looking forward to his first fight here in the African Knockout Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, making his entrance, Emmanuel, the KO Machine Bernard.
We have a man who is called the KO Machine. And the numbers prove that. 2 exceptional knockouts in his career so far here in the African Knockout Championship. And he is a striker and also a grappler. However, he is more impressive with his striking, which tells you why he's known as the KO Machine. The crowd getting into it. They're loving it now. They're getting to the mood.
I mean, it's Emmanuel Bernard, and he's a fan favorite. This is not his first rodeo. I mean, he's been here for a while, and you know exactly what to expect in Emmanuel Bernard's fights. He came here to kill or be killed, That's why they call him the knockout machine, man. He's so exciting, full of electricity, high voltage, and in his fights, if he doesn't get a knockout, he gets knocked out. Hey, exciting stuff.
Now, if you thought the first fight was exciting, ladies and gentlemen, you have seen nothing yet, because you have 2 fighters, 2 contenders who are not afraid to let their hands go. If you want devastating knockouts, most likely going to happen in this second fight. He's going through his paces, his experience. This is not his first rodeo in the African Knockout Championship. How can he use that experience to his advantage?
I mean, like I said, it's a bantamweight division, so Emmanuel Bernard, he would have come down from the lightweight, but he's been here for a while, and he would love to be on top of this division. He would feel like he's deserved it, but it's not going to be given to you. He's going to have to earn it tonight, and in his way, we have Carol Gabriel, who he's going to have to let him know, hey, I'm the boss, I'm the senior player here.
These are 2 Nigerians going head to head. One from Wari, the other from Kaduna, one from the south of Nigeria, the other from the absolute north of Nigeria. Battle of the north and south, right?
All right then.
You have the tail of the tape now. And
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 3 rounds of 5 minutes each of action in the AKO Championship Bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner is a boxer and a kickboxer with a professional MMA record of 2 wins and no loss. Fighting out of Warri, Nigeria, Karo Mula Gabriel. Introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner is a kickboxer with a professional MMA record of 4 wins and 2 losses. Fighting out of Cross River, Nigeria, Emmanuel, the KO Machine Bernard. Our referee at the center of the ring is Austin Judah.
obviously, this fight is of great importance for both fighters, as everything is here in the African Knockout Championship. There are no fights that are just dead rubber matches. It is top-level performances expected at every single turn. We've just mentioned that potentially it is a battle of the South and the North. You have Austin Judah giving the instructions, getting ready for the first round. Second fight, African Knockout Championship, a stacked card like we told you. Karo Gabriel, 26-year-old Nigerian kickboxing and boxing expert, taking on Emmanuel Bernard, who is 28 years old. He's known as a striker and a grappler. They are both ready. Fight. Mula taking care of KO Machine. What is going to go down? Here we go. What will be the most important thing to do in the early stages of this fight here, Hugo?
Establish dominance. Establish dominance. Whoa! And we're about to see a knockout already. We're about to see a knockout already, and then he's jumped.
He has him in the guillotine. But just before we go to this point here, Hugo, beautiful strikes from the KO Machine, fighting from the red corner in Emmanuel Bernard. Lovely strikes, landing with perfection on the face of Karo Gabriel, who, to be honest, is still very much dazed, and he's trying to let go of this guillotine, but I think Bernard has it stitched in. Austin Judah, the referee, is looking intently to see if he can pull it off, but so far so good. It does look like Bernard has the advantage. Your thoughts on this?
He did the right thing, because that guillotine was so deep. I mean, the way Bernard set up all those combos, he landed every strike, had his player rocked, had the other guy rocked, and straight to the ground they went. I mean, of course, Karo had to shoot he had to shoot to save his head, and this ended up paying off. The guillotine was so deep, but Karo had to jump to the side, and you can't finish a guillotine from side control.
You can clearly see that, just like his name connotes, he is the KO Machine. A couple of swing and misses from both fighters in that exchange, but they are keeping it center, and they are being really exciting in terms of their fight style, because the entire crowd is engaged. It's only a matter of time at this point, Hugo, that we'll see a KO, right?
Oh boy, Bernard, his shot selection today, his speed, his timing has been so good, and we're only 2 minutes into the first round.
That gazelle hook almost landing for Bernard, but I have to ask a question now, in the sense that both fighters need to pace each other. It's just only less than 3 minutes gone in the first round. You don't want to gas out now, do you?
Oh, Victor, these are the bantamweights. These boys can go like this for the next 5 rounds.
Oh, a left hook landing there for Gabriel, and Bernard needs to be careful as he's going in for the kill as well, because each time he throws that jab, he leaves his chin exposed now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, he does, but Karo Gabriel doesn't seem to have gotten a good read on his timing, and I mean, he's felt the power, he's felt the speed.
We can clearly see that Karo Gabriel is still a bit wobbly. I don't think he has fully recovered from that first flurry of attacks that Bernard dished out in the early moments of the first round now, has he?
Oh boy, adrenaline is one hell of a drug. It's one hell of a drug, and right now he's in full-on survival mode. But he's slowly edging his way back into the fight.
Now, Bernard, less than 2 minutes into this first round of the second fight, has showcased exceptional striking, which is more or less his fight style. He's a very good striker and grappler, and we saw that in the early exchanges in the first round, whereby he went from a couple of combinations to right straight into a guillotine.
Oh boy, the setups. The setups, man, the double jab he was changing levels, you know, he would go low and he would go high. He just set that cross up, the way he set the cross up was just perfect. And he had Carol Gabriel rocked. We have to give Carol Gabriel a lot of credit for edging his way back into this fight, finding his composure and finding his wits.
Austin Judah, the referee, has to be careful so he doesn't get involved in the fight as well. You don't want to, like we say, catch a straight bullet now, do you?
No, you don't. And these boys are throwing with everything they have. You know, these are the bantamweights. The bigger the guns, the bigger the burn. You know, these boys are not packing too much meat. So I can assure you, they have very, very good cardio. And this is how this fight is going to go till the end. Electric, high octane, high pace.
We can clearly see the corner of Carol Gabriel shouting, patience, patience. In the first round that he has more or less, we would say, maybe lost. Would that be the best strategy, to be patient and maybe rebuild in the second round, because we are less than 35 seconds to go before the end of the first round in our second fight?
To be honest, I wouldn't say he's lost this round. He definitely got rocked in the round, but he's edged his way back into the fight, and he's found some success in the clinch positions, and right now he's on top. You know, he has his right on top of his opponent. Oh wow!
Wonderful counter from Bernard to get back to a vertical position, and Bernard again with his strikes, so much intensity. Whoa! What a lovely back fist there from Bernard. That was beautiful, Hugo.
Oh boy!
What a way to end the round. Are you telling me he didn't win that round? Are you serious? Come on.
Well, we'll see how the judges call that round. But yeah, that was a very strong round from Emmanuel Bernard. Very, very, very good performance. He definitely showed his prowess with his striking. And even when he found himself flat on his back, he was able to find, oh boy,
that left hook landing flush
oh my
on
days.
the jaw of Carol Gabriel and rocking him to his boots.
He made him do the stanky leg. He made that boy wobble. You know, his shot selection was so good. From the hook straight to the cross, oh boy, he found success with that combination a few times.
Wonderful combinations here from Bernard, who is also known as the KO machine, and he's showing why he has such a reputation. Obviously, from the strike, you can see total punches 14 to 39 landed. It tells you that he is all about the strikes. Even the kicks as well shows dominance. Even the knees from one man in Emmanuel Bernard.
A lot of volume. But at this level, hey, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. But I cannot even lie, there was a lot of quality in Emmanuel Bernard's shots.
It is the start of the second round in this highly intensive contest between two fighters in the bantamweight division in the African Knockout Championship. It is Gabriel in the blue corner, all the way from Warri, taking on Emmanuel Bernard, known as the KO machine, fighting from the red corner. They're both Nigerians, and so far so good. We can tell you that it has been an exciting fight up until this point. Obviously, this is a bit of a more, let's say, tentative start than we had in the earlier exchanges in the first round, but it's now more or less on the mat. This most likely might be where Gabriel might find a bit of success, because if they are in a vertical position, Bernard obviously is clearly the better striker.
To be honest, if something isn't broke, why don't you fix it? I don't understand why Bernard just left a strategy that was working with beautiful striking. He had his opponent rocked in the first round. And at the start of the second round, he's just decided to shoot for a takedown, and he got reversed so easily, and here we are.
Here we are indeed. You seem disappointed, Hugo.
I mean,
come on,
I'm trying to understand.
Again, we are back into a guillotine for Bernard, and what should Gabriel do now to get out of this hold?
First off, he should fight the hands. He should fight the hands because this is so tight.
Oh, we are seeing
He should fight the
Gabriel
hands.
seems to be fading away. Austin Judah, the referee for tonight's bout, is looking keenly, and we can see Gabriel giving a glance at the referee to say that perhaps he's still very much in this fight, but it looks as if it's only a matter of time now, Hugo.
Well, that was the second thing to do, and that was also very good. So, if the guillotine is too deep and you feel like you cannot fight the hands, especially when you're standing, then you want to look up. You know, you want to try and drive your head further towards the back of the guy that's putting you in the guillotine, and that's exactly what Caro Gabriel did, and it worked perfectly fine for him.
Well, you also mentioned that perhaps Bernard should not
He
go
puts his
into...
head there again. He's always putting his head in the wrong place.
Who are you talking about?
Oh,
Gabriel?
we're talking of Caro Gabriel. I guess he has absolutely no respect for Emmanuel Bernard's guillotine.
Apparently he has reversed 2 of those attempts so far in this fight. But we can also say that perhaps Emmanuel Bernard is also a good grappler. That's why I believe he is not afraid to take it down to the mat.
Yeah, but he keeps on ending up and you know, grappling is a game of position. You know, it's not just a game of power and explosivity. It's more a game of position, who gets there first, you know. And Bernard seems to be making the grappling engagements, but he just gets his positioning all wrong. And I mean, look, he was all perfect finally.
Beautiful. Beautiful reversal from Emmanuel Bernard. Again, Hugo, I just told you, we have just seen his fighting style. He is a proficient striker, but also very good when it comes to grappling, and that is an example of a perfect reversal to get back in a position of advantage.
Now he seems to be trying to pass guard. He seems to be trying to pass guard. Yep, there you go.
And there we go. We know, and again, back to the guillotine.
Yep.
Back to the guillotine. The crowd obviously showing appreciation for that particular maneuver, but we have to be honest. You just said that Caro Gabriel seems to put his head literally into the rat trap, and both of them seem to have each other in the same hold.
Every time. You wanna have your head on your opponent's chest, you know, or on his diaphragm.
A show of defiance by Caro Gabriel, beating his chest as to say, "You didn't hurt me." But from what we can see, both fighters now are back in the vertical position, and it seems more or less that Emmanuel Bernard has the upper hand when it comes to strikes. And again, back to the guillotine.
I mean, if he keeps on giving you the head, you take it. But the thing about these guillotine attempts, especially when you don't get them, they deflate your confidence and they burn your arms out. So Bernard needs to watch out with these. He needs to make sure he's in the right position before he goes for the submission.
Less than 20 seconds to go in the second round, African Knockout Championship. This is a bantamweight encounter between Gabriel from Warri in the blue corner taking on Bernard from the red corner. Has been an exciting second round to say the least, and again, and that is the end of the second round. How? Your impression, Hugo, of this exciting second round?
Well, Emmanuel Bernard started his fight all guns blazing and was so impressive, especially in the first round, the first few seconds of the first round.
Backhand right there.
I mean, you know, but we have to give Caro Gabriel a lot of credit. The longer this fight goes on, the more his confidence just keeps on going up. And it's gonna be a hard one for the judges. I don't know how to call the second round, to be honest.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think it's that close a fight. Especially the second round.
Echoing the sentiments of Hugo, he says that this is very much a close fight, and it could go either way. But we take a look now at perhaps the statistics of the second round, and again, it still shows more in terms of activity from Emmanuel Bernard.
A little more, just a little more.
But Caro Gabriel seems to be coming into the fight. Perhaps he can have a big third round. Who do you think has the advantage going into the third and final round of this second fight in the African Knockout Championship?
To be honest, Victor, I don't know. But I can tell you what, this round is a penultimate round for both fighters. You know, this, obviously, you need to win this round. Both fighters need to win this round, and they would have to win this round you have to clearly win this round, you know.
Third and final round. A lovely strike from Bernard. He slips. But you can clearly hear the crowd now getting invested in this one as both men are grappling right now, looking for the upper hand.
This is a scramble. Before he goes for his neck, I think he should try and take his back. He needs to adjust it all. There we go. You need to think position before submission. You know,
do you think that perhaps the stamina now, the activities of the first 2 rounds are beginning to catch up with both fighters in terms of their stamina? Because we can see both fighters breathing heavily now. We can clearly see they are beginning to feel the exchanges so far.
Of course, you're always fresher in the earlier rounds, definitely. But I don't think both fighters are tired now. They still seem pretty fresh to me, and they're still fighting hard.
But we have to give credit to KO Gabriel. He weathered that initial storm of Emmanuel Bernard, and obviously he's right back in the mix.
He did, because he was rocked. I mean, he could barely find the legs, and if you had told me 12 minutes ago that KO Gabriel would still be in this fight, not just only in this fight, that he would be on top in Emmanuel Bernard's guard and keeping him very busy, I might have thought you were a bit crazy.
We have to be very, very impressed by both fighters. They have shown such great level of determination and tenacity. And what a lovely right hand that lands flush on the jaw of Gabriel KO. You have to be honest, he does have a good chin. However, Bernard has been floored by a left strike as well.
I think Bernard's footwork got to him there again. This is the second time I've seen that happen. He swings and he misses, and he kind of ends up compromising his balance.
Talk about intensity. Talk about that fighting spirit as both fighters clearly showcasing that here. The tagline of the African Knockout Championship is where champions are made. I can assure you this is the making of champions. This is how it happens. Two fighters giving it their all, 100% living it out there in the cage. Hugo.
So, who do you think is winning this fight now, Victor?
Hey, listen, I'm so happy I don't have to be a judge because it is so hard to call. And we just mentioned that perhaps KO Gabriel needed a big third round to see if he could get maybe a look into this one. Yeah. But I have to be honest, this is as even and as close as it gets because both fighters, to be honest, have been tremendous in their input and output in this game, in this fight so far.
Oh boy, he really fought his way back into this because we thought he was finished.
We can
he
see
definitely wasn't.
We can see that Gabriel KO has a bit of a bloodied lip now. Obviously, you have to give
those are good shots to the body. Yeah, I would have invested in those. Yep.
Well, we have less than 1 minute, 30 seconds to go in the third and final round.
Both fighters need to watch these strikes to the back of the head.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say KO Gabriel was starting to wear on Emmanuel Bernard, but yeah, Bernard just seems to have reversed this position, and now he has him on the cage.
But I have to give credit to Emmanuel Bernard because, to be honest, I thought he was just quote unquote a one-trick pony when it comes to just maybe only striking being his proficiency. However, he has showcased great strength and determination and grit when it comes to the grappling. And
definitely
you have to be honest,
some wrestling pedigree. He did.
He did.
He showed his wrestling pedigree today. But I'd say that was more of KO Gabriel's strategy coming into this fight because it was obvious from the first few seconds that striking with Emmanuel Bernard would be a bad idea. I just don't understand why Bernard went to the grappling in the second round, you know. And I think it's just changed his whole approach to the fight, and it's given KO Gabriel a chance back into this.
Less than 20 seconds to go. Third round in the bantamweight division. The fight is between Gabriel KO Gabriel and Emmanuel Bernard. Of course, Gabriel fighting from the blue corner and Bernard from the red corner. Less than 10 seconds to go. This is a very tough fight to call. Busted lip for Gabriel, but it is all over. And we can hear the corner of Carol Gabriel saying, you don't win, you don't win, which simply means you have won, you have won. However, I think the judges will have the ultimate say, but what do you feel about this fight? Great show of respect from both fighters in the cage.
Boy, I mean, like I said, Emmanuel Bernard started this fight, all guns blazing. And midway through the fight, I guess he decided to change the strategy, you know. I don't know. It's a very close fight. I wouldn't want to be a judge in this. I want to give a lot of credit and kudos to Kuro Gabriel for the way he fought back into the fight, you know, because I written him off after the first few seconds, especially when he was on wobbly legs.
Obviously, that's why in this fight game, the unpredictability is the reason why we are still glued to it, because no fighter or fight is ever concluded until the final bell. Now, this will be very tough for the judges to call. However, we have to give credit to both fighters for putting it all out there in the cage and giving us, the fans, an entertaining fight. A wonderful view of the landmark event center. AKO8 is the event, and we can see the replay now of this fight.
Oh,
Bernard.
The way he sets up that overhand, you know, poetry in motion, you know, look at that, wobbly legs. To be honest, I thought he was done at that point.
Bernard obviously showcasing great striking ability, but give it to Carol Gabriel for weathering the storm and more or less mounting some sort of comeback as the fight went on.
Oh no, both fighters have definitely earned each other's respect. Definitely, because if Bernard thought Carol Gabriel was finished, he definitely wasn't.
But if I've been very honest now, I have to say that based on the eye test, what we can see, Emmanuel Bernard was clearly the aggressor in this fight. He was more attacking, more aggressive. We saw Carol Gabriel be more defensive and just try and counter, or better still nullify the attempts of Emmanuel Bernard.
Nah, it was a good fight, to be honest. It was a good fight. I wouldn't want to be a judge in this fight, you know. I wouldn't want to be a judge in this fight. But if I was one, I think Carol Gabriel won that fight.
All right, then. We have to now head over to ring announcer in Emmanuel for the official announcement for the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we have our winner by unanimous decision. Emmanuel, the KO Machine
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm with the winner, Emmanuel Bernard. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. You started this fight very aggressive in the first round. Was that the plan, to finish it early?
Actually, first and foremost, I would like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for this opportunity. And I want to thank God for my parents, my mom and dad, Mr. and Mrs. Iwe Bernard Uyeri, and to my wife and lovely daughter. I dedicate this fight to you. And to all my coaches, my manager, since Wilson, ACP Abubakar Yakubu, to Coach Austin, Coach Simon, Coach Atagana, even Coach Shegu and Coach, my coach, Coach Armstrong Bako. I'd like to thank you guys for all your effort. And to you guys around here who have supported me, who have been supporting me so far, thank you guys and God bless you. Actually, the fight was, I only have intention of wanting to end the fight in round 1. Actually, I think that's the reason why the fight lasted this long, because I've come with the aim of trying to knock him out. But it's not that easy, you know.
You got him wobbly in the first round, just as you were very aggressive. Was there any points that you wanted to finish that fight right there?
Yeah, to my coach, he said I had the point, you know, and I was about to go and finish him at that moment, but I had some delay, thinking that let me allow him to recover, but nevertheless.
Ladies and gentlemen, Emmanuel Bernard.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do have the winner of the second fight here in the African Knockout Championship, where you do have a fantastic display of amazing striking ability from one man, the winner obviously, in Emmanuel Bernard. What an impressive victory for him. Hugo, your thoughts on Emmanuel Bernard? Did the right man win the fight?
Well, I mean, it was a close fight from what I saw. I mean, definitely the first round. The death round was really good. It was really good for him in the first round. You know, he had his opponent rocked. His shot selection was perfect, and his game plan seemed to be working. But as the fight went on, I really felt like Carlo Gabriel, he had a different different game plan, you know, and that was to wear on Bernard and to keep him on the ground and to win in the grappling exchanges. And I kind of felt he found some success there. But yeah, I guess Bernard did more damage.
Indeed, the judges echoing the sentiments of Hugo in the sense that they gave the victory via unanimous decision to Emmanuel Bernard. He's also known as the KO machine, and that will be a victory for him. Another win, another W to his record. Obviously, this is just the second fight we have here for you in the African Knockout.